spring pistols, which is like this. Their FPSs can range. Well, the suggestions that we have for FPS would be at the least of 270, because you will get some that will be like 180 that require 12 gram. And that, well, some on the boxes they will state 200 FPS with 12 gram. You want something that says about 250 with 12 gram or 300 with 12 gram, and those would be the guns we suggest. A very great brand would be Crossman for your pistol. These are very easy to find, which is kind of why we're not really going over it too much. This one I got from Walmart for $15 even. Mags for the 1911, the P311, you can find these at Walmart just about every day. And some ammo I suggest for this is not .12, it's 0.20 gram. They're almost the same price, and it goes a lot further with that type of gun. Tri-shots or shotguns. Shotguns can be different. For example, his is a single shot with a actual magazine. He has a button here that takes the mag out. Cocking is the same. It actually does not have a stock. It's just got a pistol grip on it.
I put the stock on.
Yeah, and he put the stock on.
I wanted one.
Yeah, obviously you got to have a stock at some point or something.
Yeah. But then you got the tri-shot.
Yeah, but then you've got the tri-shot. This one actually did have a stock.
No longer does.
It's no longer there. This brand of shotgun, someone else actually had this type of shotgun. Theirs broke off, and so did mine, obviously. But this one basically requires a shell. Speed loader. A speed loader is actually a plastic kind of thing that holds your ammo, and basically there's a
little plunger.
Yeah, plunger thing. We'll show you that possibly later on in the video.
You basically put the plunger or the bottom of the speed loader into this little hole right here, and just each time you press the thumb trigger, it pushes the BBs down into the mag, as opposed to just having to sit there and hand load all 30 shots into the shells.
And those also are used for these pistols.
Yeah.
So
speed loader is the airsofter's best friend. I would strongly suggest as soon as you pick a gun up, pick up a speed loader.
These shotgun, this tri-shot, most tri-shots are kind of hard to cock. So I would definitely suggest getting used to being able to cock something very strong of a spring. Another one is a sniper rifle. Do we want to show them yours?
Yeah, I can grab mine.
We'll go ahead and grab yours.
Keep talking.
And he actually has I have a L96 sniper rifle with a scope on it. His is actually, he's got iron sights.
Let's see if I can fit this in the frame.
Yeah, it's actually
it
really
fits.
long
Wait.
gun.
Yep, fits.
Fits, yes.
Yeah, this one actually has a slide on it that you just pull straight back, full metal slide. Sounds very nice.
Mine, obviously, L96. This is the gun, if you want to help me hold this.
Yeah.
This gun, actually, we had to kind of redesign. As you can tell, we have a flame job done on the suppressor. We've got the scope. It's a very good scope. And then here is the gold bolt. If you want to show them how to cock that.
Yeah, on the bolt action type of sniper rifle, you actually have to rotate the bolt up before you pull it back, and then you actually have to push it forward and lock it manually.
And then normally you've got your safety right by the trigger part, and then we put our names on them.
That's a job.
That's the sniper rifles for you there. If you want to go over the DMR.
Yeah, DMR is your designated marksman rifle. Basically, it's a sniper rifle, but it does semi-automatic. So it's usually there's, and we'll show you a few pictures, give you some prices later, but it's most commonly either some sort of AK or M4 variant with basically a longer barrel. Doesn't do full auto, but has a really nice scope on it. Basically just more accurate assault rifles.
Yeah. So on the topic of assault rifles, I think one of the sort of main assault rifles used in airsoft, one would be the AK.
Yeah, AK-47.
Get yours. Mine is a M4A1 combat machine. I would suggest this as a starter rifle or assault rifle. We can get into that later when we go over our guns, but this is my assault rifle. Very well used for CQB and medium range. If I were to upgrade it, which I'm planning on doing here soon, could be used as a long-ranged rifle too. The way it operates, the way it shoots, he didn't really. I don't think he upgraded too much with it.
It's all pretty much stock at the moment. It came with this really nice tactical foregrip, which we'll talk about the use of later. Yeah, it's also a really good starter rifle. I think one of the keys with the starter rifle is something that's cheap, but you can upgrade it. Which obviously we're going to talk about that upgrade video later.
Yes.
They're both really good guns. We're going to talk about different types of players and how they use the guns in a little bit.
Yep.
His actually has the battery wired to the stock. Mine actually has a mid-wired battery. Goes right here underneath the dust cover.
So yeah, the next thing, which would be a machine gun, which would be used as a covering someone. A lot of people like to do spray and pray, SAP. Don't do that. Do not get a machine gun just to spray in the woods. No. Those are very heavy. I don't suggest it for a starter gun, so after you get yourself a shotgun, a pistol, maybe a sniper rifle, maybe a starter assault rifle, and you really get into it, then maybe get a machine gun. But not many people use them. They use them mainly just for cover and for a high rate of fire kind of gun, and sometimes for the look of it.
Yeah, they're really good for like if you got a whole lot of people in one game.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're playing with like some sort of fort. If you got like a bunker or something, you know, you got your guys with your assault rifles down in the weeds shooting through the cover, and then you've got some dude, some big guy up in the tower with this massive machine gun, which we'll put some pictures up later. They're quite impressive, but you know, he's just up there looking, sees, you know, a group of people charging from over here. You know, they have a very high rate of fire even with the lower voltage batteries.
Yeah, yeah. Next thing, which is the gas and CO2. Those are more, I would use those for more if I was sniping. Those, the FPS for those are about, I would say around 350.
Yeah, 350.
At the most, really. Yeah.
You don't need that much more.
No.
They're not going to shoot that far anyways.
Yeah, so it's more of like a 300 and around 270-ish.
Just in case you get charged if I'm in there sniping. You know, somebody runs up to bunker me. I can't pull the gun back and be like, okay, hang on a minute. Let me just kind of. You pull your sidearm, come up.
Bam, bam.
Really compact.
Yeah, compact. You don't have to worry about doing this all the time. It's very annoying. So when you're out there, just bop, 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 bop. It's
semi-auto.
Yeah, semi-auto.
Very fun.
Very fun and useful. So the next thing, if you want to talk about the
yeah. So buying your guns. Starting places for buying guns. 3 companies that I would recommend would be Evike.com, spelled E-V-I-K-E. Sounds like it's pronounced Evike. I know for a fact the owners have said and the public relations have said pronounced Evic. Excuse us if we pronounce it e-bike. That's how we learned to say it. So you know, old habits.
Just like clip.
Just like clip.
So yeah.
Don't say clip.
Yeah.
Airsoft GI, another good place. All these are located out in California. If you live in California, you can go visit these retailers yourselves. Otherwise, you know, you can order online. I think pretty much anywhere in the U.S. They even ship to Alaska and Hawaii.
So, and another one that I actually mainly use a lot that helped me find my automatic and kind of my shotgun is the Airsoft Megastore. Just type into the internet airsoftmegastore.com. They have lots of gear that, you know, throughout our videos, most of these guns will be at EVIC or Airsoft Megastore. All the gear, clothing, these pictures that we will be showing you later on about the rifles or the guns, most of these pictures are from EVIC. So you can easily find all these guns on EVIC and Megastore, easily. And another place which, local shops, those are also good, not only because they're nearby, but they might also provide, you know, you can go into the shop and see guns. They might let you shoot them depending on what type of store, you know, and where they're at. But they, you know, might let you hold them, whatever. They're great to know the gun. And we will definitely talk about that later on. Because getting to know your gun is very important. Knowing guns are important, which is another reason why we're going over some guns for you. To show you some really good guns for Airsoft.
So, speaking of good guns for Airsoft, we have obviously your tri-shot here. That's iffy. I've never really liked playing with tri-shots.
Come on.
Sorry. Okay, they're good for CQB, which is close quarter battle when you're short distances. They're good because they have the 3 shots that spread out.
You can't miss.
You can't miss.
Nope.
I personally prefer a little bit longer engagement distance for myself. Partially, you get shot less. Also, it allows me to take a little bit more time with my aiming. So, really, any tri-shot, they're all on a pretty similar level, honestly.
So, another one, which would be his shotgun, which is a spring shotgun. Like he was talking about, he likes to take a little bit further of a range, so it's a single shot with the mag. Can be used for CQB and sort of a mid-range. It still won't quite go as far as a
some sort of sniper.
Yeah, sniper or automatic.
This one is actually the same brand as this handgun. They're both Crossman. Crossman is a really good starter brand. They're good when you're just starting out in Airsoft. If you're not sure, even if you want to get into the sport, you know, just pick something up, $20-$30. They do make versions with a stock, by the way. I got this for Christmas. My mom didn't exactly know what she was buying. Was not aware that I kind of wanted a stock. I went ahead and put the stock on. So, yeah. Voided the warranty, but it works better.
Yeah. So another thing, here's we're on the Echo 1.
Yeah, the Echo 1.
Here's the picture of the Echo 1. The Echo 1 is a pretty good shotgun. It kind of has a magazine, just like the shotgun we showed you earlier. It actually is a full metal shotgun, depending on the type you get. I believe most of them are. This one is actually about $90.
Yeah, $90.
It's actually the cheaper one. The next one is almost similar, but it's about 400 FPS, which is why it's so expensive. It is a great CQB rifle. It actually is a great long-range rifle if you get good ammo with it and maybe a few upgrades. But I wouldn't worry about it quite yet when you're first starting if you decide to get this, because it's a great shotgun. So.
Yeah. Up next here, we've got the G&P 870. G&P is a really they're a really high quality brand. Their guns are pretty expensive. This particular shotgun up here is over $300, but it is worth every dollar. It's got around 400 FPS, full metal. Everything in it is metal. This gun is, you could run over it with a car practically. It would still function. I know a guy who has one. It's incredibly accurate. It's as accurate as my Dragunov, and the price will vary. You can get them for as cheap as $140. That one doesn't actually have a stock on it. That Echo 1 shotgun that we showed you is actually a clone of a G&P 870. Prices go up from there depending on the different attachments and different styles of stock that you can get on it. That one that we showed you is the most expensive one.
Yeah, the next one, which is the L96, kind of like mine. The picture that we have up here is the Matrix clone. It is about 170. Some of the other ones, which are $360. The one up the picture that we have up right now has actually 425 FPS. Very great FPS for your rifle. Great starter rifle FPS. For sniper rifles, you wouldn't expect anything lower than 400.
Yeah, the one that he has is the AGM brand. That
yes.
one, that's a really good starter sniper rifle. $80.
Yeah, $80. Actually, that one's even better than the Matrix. But if you are focusing on more of a serious long range and you're really focusing on being just a sniper, your great starter one is the Matrix.
Yeah.
So, and they can all range with different FPSs and different prices. Another one, which we have up here, is the VRS-10. Which version is up on the picture?
That is the JG VSR-10. That's going to run you around $120.
Yeah. Their FPS is about 400. There is a Matrix version, which is $85, which is another great starter rifle. But if you're seriously getting into it, the JG is a great starter just for being just a sniper.
Yeah.
So.
Tokyo Marui is a company name you might hear us mentioning a lot. Obviously, Japanese. They're the ones who do all of the pioneering of airsoft for the majority of it. Their guns are extraordinarily high quality. They make a VSR-10 as well that is around $300. They're all the Tokyo Maruis, very expensive, but they're all very good quality.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, we got the Dragunov, which is the kind of sniper rifle I have. The one that we have up on the screen is by King Arms, which is another company you may hear us mentioning a lot, particularly in association with the Dragunov. They make both this and another version that we're going to show you later. The Spring Dragunov, and all of these that we've mentioned are Spring guns, by the way. The Spring Dragunov, you can buy it either from King Arms, or mine is A&K brand, which is also known as Bravo. They're the same people who made the clone shotgun, and runs you around $110. It's a pretty good starter rifle. I like it because it's more of a slide than a bolt, so I can fire a lot quicker.
Yeah.
It's going to run you around 450 FPS. It's a bit faster than your average VSR-10 or L96. I will say this, it's not so great accuracy-wise when you first buy it. Mine, I upgraded quite a bit. I only spent maybe $50 on upgrades, still cheaper than a good L96 or a good VSR-10. But after those upgrades, that gun is incredibly accurate.
Our next one, DMR category, we have the M14 EBR, which is it's over $250. It is a very high price, but as we were talking about, they're very good long-range semi-automatic rifles, or full auto sometimes. Those can run for FPS about 350 to 400. It looks like a pretty good rifle.
Yeah, it is. Next up, we have the King Arms, as I mentioned, a very popular brand, SVD. So You may be thinking, we just showed you the King Arms SVD. This King Arms SVD is an AEG, which, as we mentioned before, is an electrically powered gun. The AEG King Arms is a bit more expensive. It's $190, still cheaper than that M14 EBR we showed you. This is also going to run you between 350 and 400 FPS. On AEGs, you don't really want to go too much higher than that, or else the battery and the motor have a hard time winding back for each different shot.
So our next one, we go under assault rifles. This actually is my assault rifle combat machine. This one actually has a shorter barrel, more for just CQB. Not necessarily, it might be considered a mid-range, but mine's more mid-range and CQB. My version can kind of be rare. It is, for whatever reason, called the same thing. The only difference is the barrel length. But this gun is a very good starter assault rifle. This one actually surprisingly is $200. But the reason why is you have to buy the battery, and you also should get a smart charger, which is also important to get for guns. So the gun without the battery and the smart charger is about $150, but overall, I believe if the gun comes with it, it should be about $200 for that. So.
Yeah, those smart chargers are really important because what they do is they actually they let you know when your battery's done charging and they stop charging it. If you leave a normal airsoft gun battery in too long and you leave it plugged into your regular wall charger, it's just going to keep pouring electricity in there. Eventually it's going to heat up, it could melt, could start a fire. You have to watch your batteries very carefully when you charge them.
Yes.
The smart charger takes care of all that for you. It actually charges your battery faster, so if you're like in between battles and need a quick charge, it's good for that.
Yes.
And it stops when your battery stops.
And it also has a light on it to let you know if it's done charging or not. So.
Yeah. Next up, we have the CYMA CM028 series. CYMA, CYMA, is a not to be confused with the YMCA. Is a very popular brand for AK-47s. They make a boatload of different kinds of AKs. The CM028, the original, is imitation wood, full stock, regular front handguard. Really good AK. The A version is again full stock, but that one is more of a SOCOM style black with a rail interface system or RIS system on the front. The CM028C, or CAW, the Contractor Assault Weapon, which is what I have, has a 6-position crane style M4 stock. I got it just because it's I like having that varying length, so if I need to turn a corner I can shorten it up. If I'm trying to do a bit more long range shooting, I can let it out. It's a lot more comfortable of a platform to use. And then we've also got the CM028U, which is has a folding stock on it. It actually has the folding stock folds to the right side, I believe. Which
some of them actually can go to the right side, or they can go underneath.
Yeah, that is true.
And they're one of the ones I actually wanted to get for more of a machine gun kind of version, just because I'd like to have a different AEG type. So.
Yeah, those are about $120, all of those that I mentioned, and they're about 400 FPS.
Yes,
really good
very
starter AK.
Good FPS. So
next up, we have the RPK. This is in the machine gun category. Beginning airsofters, I would strongly recommend you not get a machine gun right off the bat. The RPK, however, again made by CYMA, the CM052, it's about 400 to 420 FPS and $280. It's expensive, I know. If you're gonna get a big gun, go ahead and get it. But again, starter airsofters, I would shy away from the guns that large and that expensive.
The next one, which is the M249, Another machine gun, you're probably saying, hey, that looks like the M60. Well, they're almost the same. But this one is about $240. It's 390 FPS. This gun actually is a little bit more front heavy, if you can tell. But you also have the bipod. It may come with it. There's a bipod on the gun there. And then you can tell, actually, the mag, or the big drum, is actually, I believe, an electric drum mag. I see a couple of wires running into it. There's actually mags that you can get with that are either AA powered. Some of them might be able to recharge, I'm not quite sure. But it is a very good machine gun, in my opinion. So the next gun.
Yeah, the next one we have is one that I really like, the KWA ATP. Don't be fooled, it's basically a Glock, okay? They couldn't say Glock because the real steel Glock manufacturer had some copyright issues, didn't appreciate certain companies making Glock clones and calling them Glocks without authority. So there was a bit of a snafu with that. KWA now makes the ATP, or Adaptive Training Pistol. That's going to run you between 120 and 140 bucks, depending on which version you get. They're all right around 325 FPS. Yeah. And then next up, we've got the WeTech. KWA and WeTech, by the way, two of the best gas gun manufacturers. WeTech makes what is called a high kappa. It's basically a 1911, but with what is called a double stack magazine, which is basically a normal mag like you'd have on a pistol, but instead of just a straight line of BBs, the BBs actually stack off to the side of each other, which gives you a much higher mag capacity.
In this version here, you can tell by the end of the barrel where the orange tip is, it looks like it's...
it is indeed threaded.
Yeah, it's threaded, and looks like you can kind of put a silencer on there. I would suggest silencer. It might increase some range, maybe, but it's a very good gun. Might be just a little bit heavy.
Yeah, it comes in several versions. They also come with this one, which is called the Dragon Accelerator. It's got that cut in the slide. Kind of looks kind of weird, but it's what that does is it means that you have less of the slide blowing back after each shot, which not only gives you better gas efficiency, but also a higher rate of fire, so your shots can be fired much quicker.
This next gun, the WeTech M9, I was talking about earlier how I had a blowback. This is actually the gun I got. I noticed his spring M9. I'm like, you know what, I really like M9s, I like the feel. So I had to get me a blowback. This one actually is very heavy. I believe in the description when you go on the website it calls it a heavy type, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Or heavyweight.
It calls it heavy.
Yes, it originally didn't have that when I went to go buy mine, but yes, it is a heavy gun. It also does have a thread on there. Fully metal. Nothing about it except for the grips on the sides of them are just the grips aren't, not metal, but everything else is fully metal, which is what I like about that gun. The slide, actually, if you can tell, is exposed, so it kind of takes back some of that slide pressure or the waste of gas just trying to push it back. The magazine is pretty big. Actually, those are pretty good to have secondaries of. And that one is actually $80. A great starter blowback, about 300 FPS. So it's a very good blowback pistol type.
Really good starter pistol.
Yep.
So that about does it for this this episode. If you have any questions, any comments, we have the link in the description for our email. Send questions there if you don't have a YouTube account. If you do have a YouTube account, please feel free, comment below what we could do better, what we could do differently, what you like and dislike. If you have any other questions, leave them down there in the comments, and we'll this type of video is going to be coming out weekly. We're going to probably have the next one coming up next week. So yeah.
Subscribe.
Like, subscribe, share
Don't
it around.
subscribe. Like I said, you're getting shot if you say clip. and you're getting shot if you don't subscribe. So watch your back.
So if Sergeant Miller ends up behind you, don't say you weren't warned. Thanks for watching. Share it around, like, subscribe. As we said, if you got any friends getting into Airsoft, show them the video. And thanks, guys. Stay safe and have fun. We're out.